During the speech, I'm first going to be responding to the arguments brought up during the 2AC and then bringing up a few other arguments. First off, I'd like to start with the 2AC. Now, in response to my argument against their harm one, she said that we would actually have more security. And I'm just going to, again, restate my argument. I said that we would still be threatened. Not that our security would be lessened, but that we would still be threatened because ANWR will not produce enough oil. And you can label this as only 4% of our need. Only 4% of our need. And this is from the report for Congress from the Congressional Research Service, July 2006. Peak production associated with a technically recoverable resource of 5.0 billion barrels at the faster development rate would be 750,000 barrels per day, roughly 4% of the current U.S. petroleum consumption, which is about 20.5 million barrels a day. So as we can see, ANWR is not a significant source of oil, and opening it up would only cause the species, as I stated, to leave that area, and it would only cause all the disadvantages such as my partner and myself have brought up. ANWR will not meet our needs, and therefore our security will still be threatened. Moving on now, in response to our economy hurt, she said we're not trying to help the economy. But then she brought up a card saying how the economy would be helped. And again, just like to restate my argument, ANWR would only drop the price 50 cents, not 50%, only less than 50 cents per barrel. Now I'm going to move on again to just further respond to these harms. And for the harm one, you can label my next response as U.S. decreasing imports. U.S. decreasing imports. And this is from Marcus Barham of the Huffington Post, November 2009. Saudi Arabia runs the cartel, so when they want to keep prices up, they price it so that no one wants it. Energy analysis Philip Vergler tells the Huffington Post. Indeed, though Saudi Arabia's oil exports to the U.S. fell in half from 1.533 million barrels per day in August 2008 to 745,000 barrels per day in August 2009. So as we can see, the U.S. went from taking 1,533,000 barrels from Saudi Arabia to only 745,000. The U.S. is decreasing how much oil it is taking from Saudi Arabia. So as we can see, this harm really does not stand. Now their second harm, once again, is that of the economy and how the economy would be helped. And you can label this next response as no link to drilling and prices. No link to drilling and prices. And this is from the House Committee on Natural Resources, 2007. The number of drilling permits issued for development of public lands increased by more than 361%, yet gasoline prices have risen dramatically, contradicting the argument that more drilling means lower gas prices. There is no correlation between the two. Moving on now, as my partner brought up, he said that there would be more spills, and I'm just going to further push this home so that you can really see this is going to be a significant disadvantage, and you can simply label this as offshore drilling will result in oil spills. From the National Resources Defense Council, there have been 187 large oil spills caused by offshore drilling on the OCS, offshore continental shelf, each emitting more than 2,100 gallons into the Gulf of Mexico between 1981 and 2005. And the impact of this is ecosystems hurt. From the Mariner Group, a chain of newspapers in the suburban South Shore near Boston, 2003. The offshore spill was later said to have destroyed 2,700 miles of coral reefs and other marine resources. And the second impact to this is oil wasted. From Science Clarified, an organization that records information about significant occurrences, May 2008. Accidental oil spills from offshore rigs are estimated to total about 250 million gallons a year. So just in summary, Judge, as we can see, the disadvantage of species hurt, ecosystems damaged, Indian tribes will be hurt. There will be much more spills, and it will violate a national treaty. And as we can see, the harms do not stand, so there's no reason for change. And again, there will be no impact till 2026. America will not get the oil, and it's only a short-term fix. And for all these reasons, Judge, I would strongly suggest a negative ballot. Thank you.